When I was a kid, I dreamed of hockey games and video games. The newspaper was one of my first real sources of information. That, and whatever I'd hear on the radio. I'd always go straight to the sports section. Hockey scores, standings. What I do is I cut out these games and I put it in an almanac. You remember when the Montreal Canadiens won the Cup back in '93? That was like 33 years ago. Then I'd move to the comics. And every once in a while, I'd end up in the ads. And that's where I see things like this. Nintendo and Sega action sets? 2 days only? While quantities last? Large selection of games? Down at Midnight Video. Midnight Video? Mom, Dad, can we go? And then I noticed movies were in the paper too. You'd see what was playing, maybe you would call ahead, and try to plan something with someone. We didn't go very often ourselves. Most of the time, we just waited. We waited for it to come out on VHS or beta. And when we finally did, that's when we'd go. We didn't go to the city much. But Saturdays was different. Church, then we had grandparents. And if we were lucky, we'd go to Midnight Video. You'd walk in, and right away, rows of VHS tapes. To the right, Christmas decorations. Then more tapes along the wall, on both sides. Then at the corner at the end, that's where you had the NES games. I remember renting WrestleMania 3 with my dad. We watched it on VHS. And then another time, I rented a game on NES, Mega Man 6. And I beat it over a weekend. Back then, you only had a couple days, so you had to make it count. You had to find ways to try to beat the game. Don't ask how. It wasn't about endless choice. It was about what was there, and hoping if it wasn't already rented.
They never have what you want.
Don't have them.
When you want it.
And it always starts here. A few years later, things started to change. This wasn't just renting anymore. This was an experience. There's a new kind of video store in town, Jumbo Video.
Come to the right place.
The biggest name in entertainment with our fast, friendly service, free membership policy, convenient payment option, upfront or when you return your movies. You'll never want to go anywhere else.
Have some free popcorn.
That sounds like a great deal. You can win a 28-inch color TV, 2-evening rental for only $2.99. And there's over 9,000 movies. Open 24 hours. Oh my God, that's crazy. 7 days a week? Membership is free? Man, you can't lose on that. That's crazy. That's where I first played Super Mario World.
New Super Mario World, created especially for the Super Nintendo Entertainment
And that makes me think of another moment.
What's this one? Oh, this is
The first time I played Sonic the Hedgehog was at a demo kiosk going to the Home Hardware store on Elmwood Drive. You didn't plan those moments. You just found them. Sometimes the weather just didn't matter. And if you were snowed in, that was the plan. It shows here Mary Babineau, manager of the 24-hour Videotech movie rental store on Mountain Road, said Wednesday people had been arriving on skis, snowshoes, and sleighs to pick up movies to while away the hours. That's crazy. People go in the storm just to get movies? I guess that was the plan. This is how you knew you were getting something next. You'd ask to get a printout of the upcoming releases that are going to be coming out, or what's hot. And this is how you knew what was coming next. Even at that, there's an article here that says it takes a whole video store to raise a child. And this was in 2010. I mean, this was at the time Videotech had actually closed their doors. And then slowly, all of this started to disappear. And you can see that with our Blockbuster location over time. They eventually left, and new businesses took over. From small stores to giants like Blockbuster, to Rogers, and I remember Rogers Video being around. And they weren't even just making movies, they were into cable as well. The funny thing is, growing up, we never had cable. Out in the country, what we had was satellite. And that's the end of the tape. If you felt the nostalgia, hit like and subscribe. Rewind it. I'll see you next time.